Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new horror film from Ben Wheatley, In the Earth. And this is from Neon Productions, and you have this director, Ben Wheatley, who is very frustrating as a filmmaker. Because you have works like High Rise that had so much going for it for the first half and just kind of spiraled. You have Free Fire that had such a great cast and a premise and ideas and just spiraled out of logic in terms of like the action and stuff like that. Rebecca just kind of fell flat for me. But there's so many aspects of his films that feel like they have so much potential. And then going into this film, I felt like my anticipation was lower because of this inconsistency from Wheatley's previous work. And after watching this film, there's definitely aspects that I think are really very strong, and there's other aspects that I feel like are quite lacking. And I feel like this could really be broken down into two kinds of perspectives of how it makes you feel and following the logic of what the hell's going on here. Because from an atmospheric perspective, Wheatley definitely delivers. Because you're watching this film and the score from Clint Mansell is creepy and eerie, atmospheric, and like this is the same guy who did the score of Black Swan and The Fountain, which makes a lot of sense. Cinematographer Neil Gillespie creates something unnerving and creepy in this film, and there's a lot of interludes of this like kaleidoscope kinds of visualizations that are trippy and intriguing as it's just wrapping the audience around in it. And the sound design also works in a way that's disturbing and unnerving that creates this environment of paranoia and unknowingness and sitting there and trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Because it also plays off of the paranoia of our pandemic and still builds off of a lot of aspects of that. And is it a little too close to home? It could possibly be, but at this point I feel like it does really deliver in this affecting way. But I feel like the story, which trying to follow along to exactly what the hell's going on, in many ways doesn't feel very fulfilling in the end, even though it's creates that environment that's unnerving. So I guess it really depends on what you're looking for, because you do have strong performances from a Joel Fry, Haley Squires, and Alora Torcha, and they're trying to deliver upon this really creepy and unnerving just trek and dreamlike dive into this forest where things like Annihilation did this in a much more consistent and impactful way, but I still feel like there's a lot to be had here, and even if it didn't really work for me, this is the kind of open-ended, abstract kind of horror that I feel like if it clicks with you, you're going to love this film, and if it doesn't, you're going to be like, what the hell did I just watch? And I'm kind of falling in the middle here because I can appreciate those kinds of aspects even if it doesn't fully work for me watching this particular film. So when it really comes down to it, I feel like In the Earth is a intriguing and perplexing kind of dreamlike horror thriller that if it's on your frequency, this one's going to get you. And it's going to be creepy and unnerving and extremely satisfying. For me, it was creepy, it was unnerving, but wasn't as satisfying. So for me, In the Earth didn't quite click. But I would suggest giving this a try. It's definitely an ambitious and worthwhile adventure into some creepy atmospheric horror that just is like a horrorscape that Wheatley is able to create for the audience. But those are my thoughts on In the Earth. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.